The other programs and events we have available through the officiating program are WHL officiating nights, which we've just made contact with the teams this past week, and we're hoping to run those all again in the new year between January and February. Of course, this is a little bit geographically limited to people that are close to the 6 franchises in BC, but it's an opportunity where officials can submit their names to get a spot at one of these events. We have a minimum group of 20 to a maximum of about 50 at most of these events, where young officials can come out, meet the officials working the game, get a ticket to the game, and get to experience a Western Hockey League game if they haven't done that before. And we also have an NHL night, which will open a contest for entry in the new year. This year's date is going to be March 19th for that event. And it's a very similar setup, but it's a little bit more limited to 10 participants that get to go to a Vancouver Canucks game. Last year we had officials from all over the province that got the opportunity to go to Vancouver and participate in that. So those are some of the events through contests that we're going to have that are coming up this year. And then, of course, it builds all towards the end of the year, which I'm going to have Larry comment on his experiences with, but it's all leading into championships, essentially. And championships, while they're a little bit more spread out amongst the province, they're something that are a goal for a lot of officials to participate in. And you'll see here sort of where we're at with the status of our championships right now, and you may notice that some of them are close to your area. And this is where our mentorship program, communication between the referee and chiefs and the officiating coordinators, are really going to help particular officials get the opportunity to work one of these events. I've been involved in a few championships now myself, and it's a very exciting weekend and a really good reward for some of the top performing officials throughout the province when a championship comes into their area and they get the opportunity to work that. So I don't know, Larry, if you have any comments on how that whole experience is.
Oh, do I have comments about that experience? I am constantly asked by your constituents, the ones that you work with on a regular basis, how do I advance? How do I work into the next level? What does it take? And it simply takes a connection with the referee in chief. It takes a deep connection with you, with all of you that are on this webinar tonight. It's all about connecting those constituents directly with you and encouraging them through the season, identifying their strengths and weaknesses, and correcting the weaknesses so that they qualify for provincials. Provincials are scattered around the province. That's the pinnacle of minor hockey. That's the best that they can work throughout the season. And I think our goal is to get those officials prepared and ready for provincials. We're talking about it now already. It's fascinating in the rooms. We are asked regularly, where's provincials this year? It's already on their minds. It's in their wheelhouse. They want to advance. They want to be a part of that elite part of the hockey program that only happens once a year in a 6-day window or less. And it's really their pinnacle of their officiating careers. So first and foremost, how do you advance? You prepare your officials as referee and chiefs and as leadership across the province. You prepare them for provincials. Once that's fulfilled, the next thing from provincials would be Salmon Arm and the BC Cup program, where 10 to 12 of the top prospects across the province are recommended by you as the referee and chiefs to your officiating coordinators. Those officiating coordinators then in turn give all of that information and those resumes to Sean. Sean talked about building resumes on the HCR site. That's part of why we're building resumes, so we can identify these officials from remote areas across the province, whether it's Whitehorse or White Rock, and we can take them, we can work with them, we can inventory them, and we can prepare them and get them ready for what's next. And that's provincials, and then after provincials is BC Cup and Salmon Arm in April, and then of course after that is OPOE, the officiating program of excellence that takes place in Nanaimo. And again, that takes our elite 8 to 12 officials from across the province and brings them all together in one place at one time for elite training in a program of excellence. Those are the ways to get them there. Those are the ways to get them prepared and ready for above minor. And I know that some areas in the province have more above minor than others. I was treated to a senior AA game on Friday night. And for those officials in Smithers, that's the pinnacle of their career. They get an opportunity, and they look at that as a showcase and an opportunity in their careers that once they're finished the minor program, that they get selected after provincials to go and work senior AA hockey. It was the same in Quesnel the weekend before, where the officials aspired, once they finished with their minor careers, to work senior AA hockey in Quesnel and the Kangaroos franchise. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to set up a system, a step-by-step system that starts and involves and engulfs you as referee and chiefs of your associations and leaders in your franchises to take those officials that you've been entrusted with and get them prepared and ready for provincials. Sean's role and my role, and Al White on the female side, is to gather up as much resources as we possibly can and make it available to you so that you have all the tools in the toolbox to prepare these officials for what's next.